Python function recursions. Python also accepts function recursion, which means a defined function can call itself. Recursion is a common mathematical and programming concept. It means that a function calls itself. This has the benefit of meaning that you can loop through data to reach a result. A good application of recursion is going to be what we call factorial. But before we go into factorial, you have to know that there is a limit to the recursion you can do in Python. So let's just check it out. So if I create a function called recurse, and we make this function call itself, so we can say return recurse. If we print this function recurse, let's see what we get. Recurse. Hope I got the spelling right. Oh, recurse, not print. Let's clear again and let's check where the issue is coming from. Recurse. Okay, let me take out the return. So this is debugging in action. We are debugging live. So you can see, oh, it was actually working. So this is what I wanted to show you. Previous line repeated 996 more times. This is recursion working. So Python is saying recursion error, maximum recursion depth exceeded. So Python puts a limit on how deep you can do, or how deep you can go when you are doing recursion. Okay, so that was what I wanted to show you. So now let's do our example. Let's do a factorial that will show us recursion in action properly. So I can create a function def. I can say factorial. That's not the right spelling. I just want to leave it as that. Then let's pass the parameter as x. That will represent the number that we want to check its factorial. You know what? Let's spell correctly. Factorial. Now let's go in. If x is equal to 1, then it should return x. Okay, so this is the first check, because we can't do the factorial of 1. So if x is 1, it should just return it back to us. We forgot the colon. Good, return x. Then else, this is where we now do our own factorial. Else it should return x times factorial of x minus 1. So this is the recursive function in action. Okay, so if you check it, this same function factorial is what we are calling again inside here, but every time we call it, we are reducing x by 1. So you have 3 times. If you have 3, you have 3 times 2 times 1. If you have 5, you have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If you have 6, you have 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, that is recursion. So let's create our variable for num. So we say num is equal to 6. Then we can print the factorial of num is factorial. The factorial of num is, that should be in quotes with space. Let me put a colon here. Is factorial of num. So So save this and let's run this. So you can see the factorial of 6 is 720. Let's check for something else. Let's do factorial of 3. The factorial of 3 is 6. We can also check for 9, factorial of 9. The factorial of 9 is the number on the screen, 362,880. So the idea of the recursion is because factorial has to multiply itself when it is reduced by 1. So that is where recursion comes in for us. The function has to keep calling itself every time there is a reduction. So this is it on Python function recursion. I'll see you in the next one.